Are there situations you've had in your career where you go, I know what they're about to do?
Yeah, I feel like when you watch film and you practice and the way Coach Pride and the defensive staff gets us prepared, I feel like they have us really, we play what we call anticipated football. Like you look at the formation, you identify it, and you know what's going to come at you. And you can, most times, like if you see certain things, you can be like, oh, okay, I know it's coming at me. You can get ready for that.
And in terms of getting young guys that play consistently, a lot of that comes down to practice and things like that. How do you get them to practice well? Because I imagine it's a big shift going from high school to, we've seen your practices, what that's like.
Honestly, that's about them having good leadership. Like the leaders have to show the young guys what to do and how to do it, and that's how they follow suit. I mean, that's how I learned how to practice here. That's how I learned how to lift. That's how I learned how everything goes on in the program. It's pretty much you have to sit back and watch. So your freshman year, you don't want to say too much, you don't want to do too much, but when you sit back and you watch and if you're that type of guy, you learn. That's how you learn. Like, until you learn how to practice and how to be a complete player.
How you doing? Coming off the bye, Brandon Smith's behind you on the depth chart. I'm assuming you spent a lot of time. He probably picks your brain quite a bit. How have you seen him develop here in the first month? He's one of the freshmen that Franklin just mentioned. He feels has kind of flashed through the first few weeks.
Honestly, I've seen his development start from winter when he enrolled. So you see the difference of him playing. He's playing more confident now. He's running around. He's flashing. He's showing that he can run to the ball. He's showing his athleticism, and he's showing how he can hit. He can use his size. So honestly, he's grown as a leader. Not as a leader, I would say, but as a player in general. He's becoming more confident. He's becoming somebody you can almost depend on for certain things in the play. And I mean, he still has a lot of room to grow. He's going to be a great player when he gets done.
He's had a couple of those big hits that have kind of gone viral on social media and all that. But beyond those moments, what are kind of the nuanced things that he's doing behind the scenes on the practice field or in games that show you that there's a reason this kid was so highly thought of coming to campus?
Honestly, it's when you have that size, athleticism, and you can use it, it makes the sky the limit for you. That's been the plus for me, like my length and my athleticism. But when he's sitting at probably about 6'4" and a half, 6'5" himself, and he's 240 and he can run. I mean, you can't really argue too much about that if you play fast and things like that. Like if you mess up and you're going 100 miles per hour, coach can't be mad at you when you're involved in the plays and things like that. But that's what's going to come with time and him taking little steps every day, when learning how to break down film more, learning how to read certain keys, and learning how to just diagnose different plays. So.
What's the dynamic between you and Jan Johnson in terms of leadership? Linebacker core is a pretty young group. What's that dynamic with you guys?
Well, I'll tell you, Jan does not like to talk at all. Jan Johnson, he's still very humble. He's come from a very humble beginning, from the walk-ons position to going back to wrestling to coming back to scout team to getting a scholarship and then becoming a starter. So Jan still has that role of doing what's right all the time. And that's what he always does. That's what Jan Johnson has always been. He won't say too much to you, won't get mad at you for anything, but you'll know when you're not supposed to do what you're supposed to do.
And how important is it this week? A lot of those guys, hitting the road for the first time, it's going to be a hostile environment, to kind of like show them like what this experience is going to be like. How important is the senior leadership with that?
Honestly, I feel like the senior leadership is key to bringing the team and getting the team ready for Saturdays, well, Friday for this case. But I feel like the team's going to be prepared because we treat everything. I apologize, but we would treat everything like the same. Every week is the same preparation, the same thing like that. The only difference is we might have a little bit louder music at practice, slightly. But every week is prepared the same, and I feel like the guys are going to embrace it and pretty much play just like it's a regular week.
Cam, how many tickets were you able to round up for Friday? Any idea on that?
Right now, I think I'm sitting at +9 or +10, somewhere around there.
And what do you usually get?
I usually don't ask for tickets.
Okay.
So I tell everybody, like, yeah, I'm going to work on it, but sometimes it's just stressful asking teammates and trying to barter with teammates for tickets and things like that. It's kind of like, yeah. So, but this is my last year, so I've been trying hard to try to get as many tickets as I can. I probably will need at the end of the day probably +15
So you got a busy week ahead.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Coach Franklin mentioned that stopping screens was a big point of emphasis for you guys during the bye week. How much was it emphasized in practice, and what are some of the things that you guys think you can kind of do differently to either identify or to kind of stop that when it happens?
Well, first of all, it was a big emphasis last week. Honestly, we went over it. We emphasized our third down stuff because we struggled on third down, and that's usually when screens come out. So that was a big emphasis for us. We were working on all our third down stuff, just looking at the calls that we made, and looking at how we broke and messed them up, and how we let them think they'll slide through our fingers. But honestly, I feel like as a whole in defense, we just need to recognize and be ready for it more as a defense. Like it usually relies on the linebackers making the plays, so we can take the blame for that. But we have to just be playing more anticipated football and see that coming. So.
More just a recognition thing, you think?
I mean, it's always a recognition thing because with our linebackers, we have the athleticism to go make the play, but we just have to go see it before it happens. So.
Anything else for Cam?
Coach Franklin spoke very highly of the defense overall and the points you've allowed or not allowed, but he said the one thing he wanted to challenge going into the bye week was developing more of that pass rush, getting after the quarterback and bringing him down more often. I know it's a prideful bunch up front, but how have you seen them respond to that challenge that he very publicly kind of put out there?
Honestly, I feel like they're going to take it as motivation. The D-line as a whole and all of us, really the front seven, we got to get back there and cause more pressure. So I feel like they took it as a positive, and I feel like we've seen it in practice yesterday. You see a little bit more intensity from the D-line. You see them guys trying to make more splash plays. And I feel like you guys, Maryland will feel it on this weekend.
Betty?
Yeah, what challenges does the Maryland's offense present to your defense?
Honestly, they have a very strong run game. Anthony McFarland running extremely hard right now. I don't think it would be a complete, I wouldn't say it's a challenge because we've been playing really well on defense and stopping the run with Pitt last week. So I feel like, honestly, the biggest challenge is going to be us recognizing all their formations because they run a lot of formations out of different packages. I feel like that's going to be the biggest challenge for us. I feel like other than that, other than recognition and playing with them, I feel like we have the talent and the coaching to do anything against them. So.
Is there an extra emphasis on the fact that you're facing a mobile quarterback for the first time this season? Maybe something you're not used to at this point?
No, I do not think so, honestly. I feel like Pitt's quarterback is very mobile. I feel like he's improved a lot. So I feel like, honestly, going against Maryland's quarterback, who's now, I guess, considered as a dual threat quarterback, would not be an issue for us.
Being one of the older guys on this team, Cam, how many of the Maryland guys do you still know on that side? I mean, how many familiar faces are there?
Familiar faces, many, but no personally. A lot of the guys that played with the Little League,
Okay.
like Anthony McFarland, I know him, Lorenzo Harrison, DJ Turner, guys that have been around, the Maryland guys really. Even their old linebacker, Durrell, he got hurt though this year. He was going to be, I think, a redshirt sophomore. And then guys like Keandre Jones, I was recruited against him when he went to State. And so those are the faces. I recognize a lot of faces. Just knowing personally, I mean, I don't really know anybody outside the buildings anymore. So.
Asked about one of the freshmen, Brandon Smith, the other Lance Dixon. He seems to be cross-training in different spots. Maybe Brandon's done some of that too, but does he seem like a player who, as he progresses, could fill any of these linebacker slots? And what stands out to you so far about Lance? I know he got to campus early as well.
Honestly, Lance is speed. Lance is a fast guy. He's fast. He's a converted DB, so he's really new to playing linebacker, truly. So, I mean, he's been growing. He's been learning. I mean, Coach Pride's been trying to figure out, find a spot he feels most comfortable with him at. And if that would be the Sam or the Will, where he's practicing at now, I feel like it's all relative to everybody around him, really. Like, it's about fitting the scheme and where Coach Pride can put him into the scheme. So if Brandon looks good at Sam running out there, then maybe Lance will stay at Will. If it's flip-flopped, you never know. So it just depends on who's playing better at which position.
Is Jordan Stout and the way he's kind of come in and just booted the ball, does that kind of help your defense in terms of just knowing, well, they're going to get the ball to 25 unless something unexpected happens, let's go to work, rather than getting those spots where maybe a kick is busted and you got at the 40-yard line in midfield? It's just been so consistent with where the opponent is starting on these kickoffs.
Honestly, we call him Sturdy Stout. He's very consistent. He's doing what he has to do. And I feel like as a defense, we're always prepared for any situation. We're ready to get out there. And if it is a sudden change situation where they're on their own 20, I feel like my defense will never, with bat an eye, will never be scared of anything like that. But we do and love and appreciate Stout for what he's doing back there.
Stay with the Jordan Stout questions. Is there like a most impressive thing you guys have seen him do in practice? Because I mean, we've seen the kicks in games, we've seen it in warm-ups, but
Honestly, no. I couldn't say anything. He's not doing anything outside of the ordinary on the Saturdays. I feel like what we see in practice, his consistency is mirrored on the game days.
was there one in camp that he kicked and you're like, oh my gosh, like, or when you saw it?
Yeah, I think the first time we had a field goal like challenge and he was kicking, I think he was the one, his went over the net and everybody was like, who's this kid? And it was kind of one of those, it was like, oh, all right, I like him. So ever since then, the sky's been free. He's been blowing it out. He's been blowing out the water. So.